The word crisis is bandied around a lot. We even used it tonight. We are in a cost of living crisis. We face an energy crisis. This is a housing crisis. But crisis underplays what this is, which is a man-made disaster, Minister. Do you consider this a state of emergency?
Look, there's no question. It is a crisis. And
no, I've just said that crisis underplays it. Do you think we're in a state of emergency when it comes to housing?
I think what we've got... No, I don't. And why I say that to you is, for many people, it is an emergency. And I recognise that, and I meet people every day of the week. I was with Peter McVerry Trust today. We're seeing really good work done on the ground. We've far too many people homeless. They're the first people I think about every morning when I get up as to how many people that we can exit from homelessness to permanent housing. And the only way to do that is to increase supply. And we have a plan that's fully funded, that's taking hold and gaining momentum to do that. That's set out very clearly, unlike, if I could say, just to come back, unlike what Eoin's plan. Eoin's plan says that he will deliver 20,000 social and affordable homes in a year. He doesn't say how long that will take. He doesn't say how he will do it. He says he'll bring in 4,000 vacant homes that he doesn't own in 1 year.
All right, and I'll get on to vacant housing. I just want to ask you, you don't believe this is a state of emergency?
No, for many people, it is a serious emergency. For people who are living in emergency accommodation and find themselves homeless, it is.
You don't believe it is. When we talk about 11,000 people
Claire, what
homeless,
I'm saying,
record homeless
of course
figures,
that's
Minister.
an emergency for them and it's an emergency for this country. But what I'm saying is I'm very confident that the plan that we have to increase supply, which is happening this year,
I'm just wondering,
after 10 years, Claire, of very significant undersupply, we've got to build those levels up, and we're doing that now. But certainly, for those people who I meet every day, for constituents that I talk to, they don't feel those changes happening yet. It takes time to do that.
A viewer has asked, can similar emergency procedures to COVID not be applied to the housing issues we're struggling with?
Certainly, and if what I brought in already is a winter eviction ban, I've brought in rent caps. We put in more capital to fund affordable and social homes than we've done before. And I am looking to activate emergency planning as well to deliver more and modular homes at scale, which, by the way, I'm not opposed to in any way, shape or form and never have been. That's another untruth that Eoin has told here this evening. And that's what
the issue isn't that you're not opposed to them. The issue is you've done nothing about them. You've been the minister for 2.5 years. You haven't used emergency planning powers. You haven't taken action on vacancy. And you haven't used high-grade modular building technology to put homes on the ground. I had a phone call today from a family of 2 adults and 4 children. Not only are they homeless, they cannot get into any emergency accommodation anywhere because this minister's failure to plan, and they're sleeping in a car. This is not only an emergency, it is an absolute catastrophe. And why is that happening? That is happening because for 2.5 years, the minister who tells us he's going to do X, Y and Z hasn't done any of those things. The same minister who was in the pocket of Eoin Murphy when Gael led the last government, who simply did not take this crisis as seriously as possible. That's why house prices are rising. That's why rents are rising. That's why homelessness are rising. And even if this minister meets his targets, this crisis is going to get worse. Why? Because they have no ambition and they have no drive to deliver.